Hey, I'm Suzanna Lanier, actor and acting coach for over 25 years.
I'm Jess Greenberg, casting director for over 10 years.
We're here to help you navigate this crazy, creative, and sometimes chaotic journey into the film and television world.
We share our insights as to what works.
And invite some pretty spectacular guests to share more ideas to move you on your journey.
So without further ado, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Book the Room.
Yeah, we're having a mini-sode, special mini-sode today.
A special mini-sode close to my heart. A lot of parents ask me all the time about like, how do I get my kids into acting and casting and auditioning and this and that? And I now feel like I have firsthand experience because my niece and nephew have started to get into it.
Wow.
And it really is about timing, I would say, because, also Mark Elias, who's their agent now, but, we're friendly. We go for dinner. And I told him, I'm like, listen, like my niece, nephew, they definitely have the personality for it. I don't think they're ready to like take the plunge and get an agent right away. But if you see any kind of like interesting casting breakdowns that would meet their criteria or whatever, like let me know. And so that's sort of how it started. And my nephew got an audition for Jenny, which is a new CBC pilot.
Oh, good. That's what it is. I didn't know because I had a student's son, but he actually tags along to class with her, and he does it. He's at 13, and he had background work on that, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. So now I know.
So it's adapted from a French series, which is doing very well. I think they completed 3 seasons. They're maybe shooting the 4th. And it's all about this young girl who was diagnosed with cancer. And anyway, the topic is very heavy, but apparently the show is amazing. And it's all about her navigating her life now with treatment and cancer and boys and, still going through puberty and all these things, So yeah, pretty heavy, but I guess they make it's anyway.
Light. She's going through
somewhat,
it.
I guess. Anyway, so my nephew got the role of Jiv, who is, I believe, the lead's brother's friend.
Okay, so he got a role.
He got a role. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an audition.
He got the audition. I helped him with his audition.
Oh, nice.
And we were like waiting for a callback, and then we heard he was shortlisted. So it was like, oh my God. And then we got the call that he was approved by network, and he got his first day. He had his first shoot day on Monday.
How many days does he have?
Just
does
one.
He have like a few? Oh, good. That's all he needs.
One day, one episode,
now.
2 lines, same lines from the audition. Okay. Hilarious. He saw the script again, and he's like, Auntie, they gave one of my lines to the other character. I was like, uh-oh.
That's so cute.
Yeah, but a little sidetracked here. Anyway, with that came, some other commercial auditions. They did a commercial self-tape, my niece and nephew together. Only my niece got a call back for that commercial. They both went to in-person commercial auditions for Belle Let's Talk. And then when my niece got, like, her scene was with a grandmother. When she got there was a bunch of girls paired up with grandmothers. There was no grandmother there for her, so she had to go in and read alone. Anyway, so all to say about all of this and getting kids into acting and the whole world of auditioning is you need the time. You need someone, a parent, a guardian who can bring you to these auditions, who could record these auditions for your kid, who can prepare these auditions with your kid. The time it takes is crazy. Not that there's like auditions every week, but like, also, kids are busy. There's so many activities and school and homework and whatever that it's like, when does the kid even have time to get this done? Although they are very quick at memorizing lines, but they have to want to do it. You need the time. And lastly, it's like you need kids who have the confidence and parents also have to be confident, because even my sister said at one of the callbacks, the mother was like so nervous and
Right.
so like, okay, you're gonna do fine. You're gonna do fine. Oh, my son, he's always like backup on every project, and like just the energy. And it's like, whoa.
They're
Like,
kids. They're kids.
they're kids.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's funny. I'm going to definitely forward this episode to friends of ours. We have very close friends, and both their kids are very talented. They're choir. They're just really talented kids, and they're going to know because I'm going to forward this to them. but it is it is a lot of work. Like, and you have to be prepared to drop everything to drive your kid to an audition. It's a lot of work. You have to, like you said, those self tapes, like it's a lot of work. You got to be doing the self tapes with them. They have to want to do them. They have to want to do the extracurricular. It has to be fun for them. You cannot bring in energy of like, oh, it's going to be okay. You'll get this. You did good. You did good. Like, just, it's not, it has to be like they're taking an extracurricular activity, and this could be a fun thing.
Yeah.
It should, I think they have to understand that it is professional.
Mm-hmm.
So if they agree to do it, they do have to, it is a professional thing. It's not the same as taking a judo class. It's like, I don't feel like it. Okay, you don't have to. No, if you say you're going to do this part, you have to do the part. Like, there's no, I don't feel like it. Okay. But so they need to know that, but you have to somehow put that in without putting them under pressure.
I know. And I was having like panic attacks.
That's hard. Right? Because you want to be like, you can't mess about once you're there. Like, this isn't like, it's supposed to be fun, but it's also, you're getting paid and they need you to be professional, but it's light and you're a kid and there's no problem.
I know.
So you do, it takes a special character to do it. That's all.
That's all. Exactly. You have to know your kid. You have to know yourself. Like, and I was starting to have panic attacks because, well, first of all to say, I didn't cast this project. It was Andrea Kenyon.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So, well, all to say is, I didn't like get my nephew a role,
right.
Just putting that out there.
It would be,
he really was deserving.
You deserve it. You auditioned, you got the part. But even I can point it out, even if Jess, you did bring in your nephew to read for the part.
Yeah.
At that point, like, if he's not right for the part, he's not right for the part. There's nothing Jess can do about it. I mean,
my niece read for a part on Plan B and she did not get selected,
Right.
So another just testament to like casting does not have the final say. Yes, I could, present them, but I didn't say they were my niece or my nephew. I never said anything like that. I just wanted them to choose who they wanted to choose. So, but my panic was like, I recorded these self-tapes with my nephew and, they have fun with like, oh shit, I forgot my line, or they mess up the lines and this and that. And I was like, okay, Frank, like, that's fine when we're doing it together and you're having fun and you're not focused. I said, but like when you're on set and when they say rolling, like, don't waste time. Like, and maybe I scared him a bit. Like, I don't know, but I didn't go to set with him. My sister went, obviously. But I was like panicking. I was like, oh my God, like, should I have just not said anything and like because like their instincts are also quite good. Like, maybe I just should have not said anything. Anyway, all to say is, yes, auditioning is one thing. Being on set is a whole other thing.
Whole different
thing. It could be intimidating too. But the director is also like lovely and amazing. She did some Fatal Vows episodes. And when I saw she was directing, I was like put at ease because I was like, she's great with kids and she's great with sensitive topics and all that. So I think he was in good hands. And but
I mean, it's just, I think it's just to say, if you're getting your kids in the business, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's not for every kid and it's not for every parent. I'm an actor. My partner's an actor. Our kid is not an actor. I did one day of background work with our son because we had a friend who was doing casting, Nick Walker actually, and he needed a family. And it was when James was 10 months old, and they wanted a family with a baby to go to this old folks home to be like one of the visitors. And it was background work. And we were like, you know what? It's three of us. We get three vouchers, and they're only allowed to keep a baby. He was 10 months old for like 2 hours or 4 hours, and we're all going to get paid full rates. So I was like, we're doing it. So I was like, this is a good gig. Oh my God. Not a good, I mean, it was fine. It's just that you have to understand baby falls asleep, like baby's on a schedule. Then they're like, wake baby up. We need baby to like play with grandpa in the room. I was like, oh, we don't wake baby up. Like, you have to wake the baby up. And I was like,
my God.
My heart was pounding. Looking at Christian, I was like, no, we can't wake them up. He's like, wake them up. So we're like, baby, we're going to go play with grandpa, And then he's sitting they sit my son, and we're there to make sure he doesn't fall on the table. And he's still kind of falling asleep. You guys can't see me who's listening, but his eyes, he's like wavering. We're kind of trying to hold him up. Some rando grandpa is like supposed to be there. And behind us is where the scene is taking place. And it's like a very emotional scene where the woman who's visiting her father is like crying because I guess the man only has a few like days or weeks to live. And she's literally crying. And I have my baby who's right behind in the shot, who's like toppling over, and I'm like shaking him. I hated it. I was like, never do I want to be on set with a child ever.
Yeah.
So eventually I kind of want him to get his one credit because I'm hoping when he's a teen, this could be a great part-time gig for him, like background work. And obviously as a union member, you get more money. But in the same breath, like I was stressed. I am not a set parent. I am not a set parent.
Yeah.
I hated it. And I was like, I cannot do this. So there's mine. I took a break from him. I would like him, I don't know, maybe to do voice or something, because I think he could, but he doesn't want to. He wants to play video games. And if I drag him out to audition, he literally what he would say was, how much am I going to get paid? And I'd be like, you don't get paid to audition. Then he'd go, forget it,
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. My nephew did the dubbing workshop.
Yes, which I think is amazing. If kids are interested, if they do another dubbing workshop, I think that's amazing for kids. Yeah, I would have loved my son to do it.
Yeah, he loved it. Thor was the one that taught it, and such great feedback from my nephew. Like they make it so much fun. And I saw the dubbing band. I saw that cursive, and I was like,
hard.
How I can't read it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's really hard, but he did it. Amazing.
He did it. And I mean, I guess that's what's amazing about kids is they're so adaptable, and they pick up on things so much faster than adults. So like, yeah, if you have a kid, I would say put them in classes and workshops, and that would be an amazing workshop because it's also like highly subsidized. So
it's
anyway, if I see it circulating again, I'll definitely share it. And but yeah, know yourself, know your kids, because it's not for everybody.
It's something, and these things happen last minute, and you have to be committed to it. Mm-hmm. It is a job. And in the same breath as being committed, you don't want to stress out your kid. You do not want to stress out your kid. It's not fair to them. They're kids.
Yeah.
But they have to be professional.
It's true. Yeah. It's
a weird balance.
Yeah.
It's a weird balance.
Crazy.
Cool. All right, set parents. But if you do have a kid who's into it, it could be super fun and exciting. And it's a great, I mean, I would have loved, my parents were not in the business at all. They were engineers. And I would have loved if I, had been on set since I was like 8 or 10. Like, wow, what experience you can have and get all your union credits. And, it's a completely different vibe. But saying all that, there's a time for everything. If you start whenever you're going to start whenever you're going to start, whenever it feels right. And, let the chips fall as they may.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Okay, everybody. Well, there was our mini-sode. For you parents out there who want to get your kids, or aunts or uncles who want to get your nieces and nephews who you think they have a they have something that they would like to do. I think that'd be great. Cool.
Yeah. And it can't just because they're cute.
Yes, a lot of people do. It's like, I have the cute, everybody says they're cute. Everybody says they should be in like movies. I was like, yeah, that doesn't really mean anything. Like most
No.
kids are cute and they actually don't really care about that.
Yeah.
Even I have to say for modeling, which is weird, but if
Mhm.
your kid cannot sit still, they're not going to be a model no matter how gorgeous they are. Period. Like
Yeah.
there is a discipline to you have to be able to sit still.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome.
Cool.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. And we'll see you next time. We're back.
Bye.
Bye.
If you're enjoying this podcast, we would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to support us.
Leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. You can share this podcast with your friends and colleagues and follow us on social media at Book the Room Podcast.
We put out episodes weekly, so subscribe to the shows to get notified.